Despite being game-time decisions last week, the jury is still out whether or not Amir Abdullah and Adrian Peterson will be able to return from their neck injuries. Joe Mixon and Doug Martin concussions are also no sure things to return, and Jordan Reed hamstring continues to be far away from returning. On the plus side, Greg Olsen foot is leaning toward coming back this week, and Aaron Rodgers is likely just 1 week away from getting back on the field. Our Week 14 injury report has the latest news and updates ahead of your waiver wire and fantasy starts at decisions. For updates on injured WRs like Chris Hogan, Robert Woods, Amari Cooper and more, go here. You can also follow us on Twitter at @SN_fantasy for updates. Week 14 rankings: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, DST, kicker. Joe Mixon concussion update. A concussion knocked Mixon out of Monday's game in the second quarter. He did not return and will need to pass through the league's concussion protocol before being cleared to practice and play. With Cincinnati on a short week, it's very possible Mixon won't be cleared in time to face the Bears. If he's out, Giovanni Bernard would handle the bulk of the RB touches, which is why he's among this week's top waiver wire pickups. When will Aaron Rodgers return? The Packers are still shooting for their star QB to return on Week 15, but on Monday, coach Mike McCarthy said they want no Rodgers status until next week. McCarthy is calling this week of limited practice a trial return, saying Rodgers' collarbone can't be medically cleared for full practice until next week. For fantasy teams confident in making a deep run, it wouldn't hurt to use a roster spot on Rodgers if he's still available. Week 15 is the earliest Rodgers can return. He'll face the Panthers and Vikings over the final 2 weeks of the fantasy playoffs. Amir Abdullah injury update. Abdullah neck got in a limited practice last Friday, leading to a questionable tag, but he was ultimately ruled inactive on Sunday. Undrafted rookie Tion Green shined during his absence, and Theo Riddick did well mixing as a pass catcher and rusher, scoring a touchdown. There hasn't been any recent news regarding his status for Week 14, but if he does play, he has a favorable matchup against the Bucs. For now, he stays questionable this week. If he doesn't play, Green and Riddick are both flex options. Week 14 DFS Yahoo GPP lineup. Ycash DFS lineup builder. Adrian Peterson injury update. On Monday, coach Bruce Arians was practically silent on Peterson's Week 14 status, saying it'll be decided by the team doctors. Nearly identical to Abdullah, Peterson is suffering a neck injury and got in a limited practice on Friday. He was a game-time decision before sitting out against the Rams. Kerwin Williams took control of the backfield, rushing for 97 yards. He'll likely handle the rushing duties if Peterson is a no-go again. Doug Martin concussion update. Martin missed the entire week of practice last week, and it's unclear if he has a chance of returning anytime soon. No news has come out about his status for next week, but Martin is still in concussion protocol and will need to be cleared by an independent doctor before playing in Week 14. Peyton Barber handled pretty much all the rushing duties, and he's a strong RB2 play if Martin doesn't return this week. Is Greg Olsen playing in Week 14? It was a precautionary move by the Panthers to keep Olsen foot out last week, citing the artificial turf in New Orleans. The Panthers played on turf in MetLife Stadium in Week 12 when his foot injury flared up, and they didn't want to take any chances for it to get worse before the Panthers begin a 3-game homestand on natural grass. As such, it's highly likely he'll return against the Vikings in Week 14, though he might not play a full complement of snaps. Moreover, it's worth noting that the Vikings are one of the strongest teams at stopping TDs in fantasy. We have Olsen ranked as the no. 17th in our Week 14 rankings. Jordan Reed injury news. In an unsurprising update, red hamstring did not practice on Monday. He hasn't played since Week 8, and he hasn't practiced with the team since his setback in Week 10. It's almost certain he won't be suiting up this Sunday against the Chargers, making Vernon Davis the primary